Organized people of Reddit, what is the best tip you can give to someone chaotic, who does not have their life under control? If it's something that will take you less than a minute to do it now. Write it down. Write to-do lists. Write a schedule. Write your feelings. Write goals. If you wait until you feel like doing it, then it will never get done. Get up and push yourself. I reward myself for completing a task. Let's say I'm craving a coffee before work. I take my vitamins and get my lunch for the day prepared. Before I can make myself the coffee, I stick to a loose schedule, and not everything is rewarded. But I find that larger chores, any type of bathroom cleaning, usually requires a little more incentive. I kinda keep this ongoing conversation going in my head. Wanna continue binging that awesome new show? Clean the sink and floors. Then you can go back to watching. Do what's in front of you every day. See something out of place, put it away. See something dirty, clean it. Teeth hurt, go to the dentist. Works even on people. Parents/so trying to love you. Be a part of it. Make it happen. Don't step over life. The biggest thing I'm focusing on right now is the idea of containers. Your dresser? It's a container for your clothing. If your dresser is overflowing, you have to get rid of some of your stuff until it all fits in the container. Repeat as needed for all the other areas of your life where you have too much stuff. I personally put on a TV show like Hoarders or Marie Kondo for motivation. When I need to clean, it makes me clean like there is no tomorrow. Looking at gross stuff. I got all of the clothes in my house organized and folded properly yesterday. Thanks Mary. One episode of Hoarders, and I'm up and running with a trash bag and vacuum. There have been a couple of episodes of that show that made me viscerally ill, and I fought against the Marie Kondo method but finally succumbed. She knows what she's doing. I like what she says about not feeling guilty about getting rid of things you don't wear. Just thank them and let them go. Make a list of shit you need to do, and if something costs less than 10 minutes, do it immediately. And when you do something on the list, cross that fucker off, because that feels so good. Breathe. Let some of that panic go, as best you can. Do something that you know needs to be done. Something that just takes a minute or 2 or 20. Clean up a small mess. Do some dishes. Make your bed. Switch the laundry. Whatever. Just do one thing. Right now. Don't worry about anything else during that first thing. Just get it done and feel good about getting something done. When you come back, either do something else, there's always something else, or take the time to think about the things you need to do and write them out. That can even be the next thing you do. Making the list still counts as accomplishing something. Anything you absolutely have to do today on that list, put a star by it and keep it in mind. Anything that you can take care of in 5 minutes or that just looks particularly doable, knock that shit out and get it done. And think about the bigger need to do thing a little while you do it. Planning doesn't have to be a huge time investment. Preparing can just be a little thought while you're doing the dishes about where you need to go / what you need to do for the bigger goal. But don't forget to breathe and let that fear go best you can. It's easier and easier the more you're getting things done and doing something. That's why you start with one thing or a couple little things. It's calming and lets you actually think about the next things as you calm down. Set an alarm for about an hour or 30 minutes before you want to go to bed. Mine is at 9. Get ready for bed and prepare for the next day. I do this by do 1 to 2 chores every evening, such as scooping the litter box and sweeping one night. Then the next, scoop the litter box and dust, etc. This will help you stay caught up with just a few minutes every night. Then put your phone away and go to sleep at a reasonable time. Then wake up at a reasonable time. Do a little bit of cleaning and organizing each day. Having a several hours long cleaning session is overwhelming to some and will likely get put off. Many will say lists, but that's only half the answer. Soon you'll have several lists you can look at whenever you want an anxiety attack. Structure is what you want. Things go on lists, but then every Tuesday at clean o'clock you take out your clean list. And every Thursday at pay 30 you pay those bills. You invest in building routines, so you have a system you trust. Then enjoy a clutter-free mind. Dedicate an hour of your week to thinking about reflecting on the week. Then take systematic action. If you're going through a tough time, take an hour to cry and introspect. You don't need to do it all the time, but it sure does help. Write a list. If there's anything that you're not going to do immediately, add it to your list when you finish something, or if it is left for so long that it's no longer relevant, cross it off the list. For big things, break them up into smaller things and add those to the list. Spend your time working through things on your list. It's still chaotic as fuck, but since you don't forget stuff you appear more organized to everyone else. Find a system that works for you and set yourself up for success. When I first tried to get organized in my 20s, I always failed because I kept trying methods that were too strict for my personality. When I married my husband, he walked me through how to organize in a way that actually made sense for me. For me, this means organizing things loosely into categories. For instance, I have 3 little boxes in my sock drawer, one for my dress socks, one for my active socks, and one for my fuzzy warm socks. I buy the same of each type, so that when I'm sorting laundry I don't have to match every sock to its mate. I just throw them into their categorical box. It takes like 10 seconds, and is so satisfying. Everything that can be this easy in my home is. We also have a rule that worn laundry goes straight to the hamper for dirty or the hanger for not so dirty. My laundry used to pile up like crazy and overwhelm me. This takes about 20 to 30 seconds after getting undressed. Part of how we make this work consistently is keeping the laundry basket somewhere convenient. The easier you make it for yourself, the more likely you are to keep up with it. It sounds stupid, but the first thing you should do every morning first thing when you get up is to immediately make your bed. It helps set your day off right, and you didn't put something off first thing in the morning. I watched a video on a motivational speaker from the military, and he was talking about how much doing something as simple as that helped him with discipline. What's the actual point of making your bed though? I literally don't understand the concept, unless it's just aesthetics, but even then I don't really understand. I don't know if I can. I wonder if the only reason I'm organized is because I can't cope with the consequences of disorganization, and maybe that compels me, and the fact that you can deal with it makes my experiences unable to be translated. The thing is, I'm chaotic because I panic over everything important. That's why I tend to push things away instead of dealing with them. So we may have a close type of issue, but deal with it in opposite ways. A place for everything, and everything in its place. If you can reduce the amount of thinking you have to do about stuff, it clears up a lot of headspace for other, more pressing issues. If you don't have a place for something, you may need to get rid of something else, or stack things, or purchase a container. But once all of your things have a home, you aren't being antagonized by making choices about where things go, or finding lost items, because you've added some routine and predictability into your life that helps you streamline everything else. Not an organized person here, but have struggled with the chaos all my life. Was diagnosed ADHD just a few years ago. My best advice is to trap yourself into doing those things that you know that you have to do. Not that clear of an advice, so let me give you a personal example. I've always struggled to clean my place, to the point where it sometimes became quite a disgusting mess. The strategy I found to trap myself is to invite someone to come over on Sundays, be it friends or family. I've always been sensible to feelings of shame, and showing my mess to a close one is something that would make me go crazy. Thus it forces me to do a big cleaning somewhat regularly. Helped a ton. But that's because it's a strategy that exploits my personal weaknesses. You gotta find your own for it to be really effective. Good luck to you. It's hard to be unorganized and chaotic in the world we live in. Look into bullet journals. Don't be put off by all the calligraphy. Research the bare bones bullet journal method and try to use it for a couple of weeks. Made a huge improvement to my messy brain. In particular, the collections to store random ideas that pop into my brain. The monthly spread to have a clear idea how many days I will work, travel, go out in the evenings. The monthly tasks / goals to get an idea what I would like to accomplish and whether I'm on track. Think small. When trying to figure out where to start on something, ask yourself this: what is the one thing, such that by doing, will make everything else easier or unnecessary? Then ask that question again and again until you have your smallest domino that you can knock over and accomplish. Also, read the One Thing book. Making small changes to your everyday will help more than a bi-monthly overhaul and shove session. I tell my clients to pick one area of their home or their room and to focus on keeping that area tidy for a month, then 6 months, etc. Focus on one area that you have struggled with to build up the muscle. Staying organized is something that you need to build up, whether it's focusing on always putting your clothes away, keeping your bathroom sink tidy / clean, or just keeping your hallway clear. Being able to achieve and maintain a small goal will be something you can then build upon that success. Small wins, little achievements, can be built upon. Waking up early is a game changer. Yeah, makes me want to play a different game. Stop making the excuse that being disorganized is a part of who you are. It's something you are doing, and if you want it changed, that's your responsibility. Set out the clothes you are going to wear before you go to bed. Think about your to-do list before you fall asleep. Think about your to-do list before you fall asleep. That sounds like a great way to become anxious and not sleep at all, to be honest. No one is fully organized. We all have a hint of chaos that we cannot control. The first thing that in my opinion must be done is to identify the things that one must do. Afterwards, carrying an agenda or chores list helps keep your mind clear and make sure you do everything. Separate things from longer to smaller or vice versa. Personally, I think and do things one by one. Multitasking is false. Concentrating on one thing at a time helps a lot to finish your tasks. Finally, knowing what things you should keep, I mean things, activities or relationships, and what things should go help rationalize time and organize better.